Hello, everybody. This is me, and I'm in a meeting for 504, and I just wanted to record my thoughts and have you guys have some time to do some PLCing. Remember our norms: be on time, be prepared, be on task. Yay! All right. So I wanted to point out that we need to remember that our calendars are for informational and for overall pacing. If you're not on the exact day, please don't have a heart attack. We have to make sure that we can't live and die by that. We have to make sure we have our classes differentiated by class and also broken down by student. So the goal is to complete the test grades by progress and the test grades by the end of the 6 weeks and allow enough time for reteaching and learning. So just remember that. Another point that I wanted to make was remember that we're using generic topics for our Skyward grades just to make sure that we are kind of differentiate, like we said we wanted to per class, to make sure that we're not being so specific to the point where we cannot tailor make it like we need to, because we need to be more learner centered and not centered around these dates that we have. The other point is I wanted to point out the importance of making sure that in our PLC that we research using the data that we have in class, which is your student work, and also the data from the unit test. Unit tests are not our favorite, but we do use that here, as well as our data from the classroom, the information that you've been compiling in the classroom that you have. Both of them need to be used simultaneously, none of them used exclusively, so that you can have a big picture, an overall accurate picture for your students, and not just the score and not just your data. Make it all work together for data. So take time to discuss that after you see my video, your data from your classroom as well as unit tests if taken. If not, just wait until we see each other Thursday. Okay, I wanted to also talk about uh, the importance of us including grammar, teaching grammar in our weekly lessons or our lessons, because we don't want it to be an afterthought. Travis and I discussed this just in passing, how we want to make sure that we're teaching grammar. We don't want to teach it without teaching it. What am I trying to say? We don't want to teach it um, in isolation. We want to make sure we're teaching it as we're going along and making sure it's relevant to what we're doing. So let's make sure we're doing that. So the TEKS for grammar for this unit are the E1 18A through B. And the A's and the B's here have a lot of I's. So you make sure you look at the details for that. Pretty much is compound, complex, and compound complex sentences. It's the verbals, it's the tenses, and pretty much restrictive and non-restrictive clauses. It's kind of the overall there. Take a look at the IFD to look at the details for that. Am I saying that right? Yeah, IFD. And make sure you're teaching grammar. I know a lot of you use the grammar for your warm-ups, and that's wonderful. Teach it the way you want to. If you're struggling for a way to teach it and have it be relevant to the students, I am going to attach in the email and also in the folder a PowerPoint PDF that I found actually online that I totally agree with, and it actually puts to practice the things that we discussed in our ELRPD before school started. It's called Weber Right Way, WRITE, Right Way to Teach Grammar, PowerPoint. And many of you already have methods, but if you're struggling with the method to do this, I like the layout of this PowerPoint and how it points out the ways in which we can do it effectively and why students don't learn grammar like we want them to. I really like the way they laid it out. So take a look at that once you're done viewing and discussing how you want to do it. We want to make sure you have enough autonomy as a teacher to decide how you want to do it, but we want to make sure everyone is effectively working with something that we know is proven to work. And finally, we need to also take time to plan for the upcoming 6 weeks. We pretty much have this one dialed in overall, and our couple of lessons for our writing and what we've been doing at the start of school kind of takes it over. I know we need to be a little bit more specific when we're planning as far as maybe the hows, and just giving more options. We talked about that. So we need to take a look at the IFD, the YAG, the correlating documents, and the TEKS and the academic vocabulary for the upcoming unit. Please take a look at that in detail. Be ready to discuss today / also Thursday, if given the time. And this is all I have to say today for my video prior to you guys actually starting to PLC. Take a look at those things, the IFD, the YAC, correlating documents, the TEKS for an upcoming unit. And we'll have more detailed time to go into that on Thursday. Email me if you have any issues. Text me or call, and we'll see each other in the hallway. Bye.